I was just feeling
Yeah.
kind of sluggish and feeling kind of cloudy. And
Yeah.
my buddy kept telling me I should try. I'm like, man, I'm not doing all that. And I did it. Let me tell you something. So much fun just to be that jerk. It goes on these rants.
I'm just going to go ahead and create something over here. Coming up on another act, I talk with Coby Bell about his new role on Walker, the secret project he's been working on since forever, and yes, Jason Pitts. Coby Bell, you know, it was announced that you would be part of the Walker series right before the pandemic of 2020. How and when did you begin shooting, and what was that like? Because I feel like in February we learned you were coming on the show, and then the next month everything shut down.
Yeah, I booked the job in, I guess, January of 2020.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, here we go, cool. And then the pandemic hit, and then it was, all right, okay, it's going to be a month, it's going to be 2 months, it's going to be. So we didn't get going until end of October, early November, and then we've been going since then. So it's been me. I realize how lucky I am to be back to work. While so many people aren't working and so many people are affected. So we're tested every day, and you keep your mask on, and it works.
Yeah. New way to do things. I'm sure so much has got to be so different from what it was like for you before shooting series. What are some of the bigger changes aside from the mask and the testing? Like, what are some noticeable differences for you?
Man, I mean, 50% of what we do is COVID safety related. I think, it takes a big chunk of the time and the budget. For me, being on set is like a second home for me, and I love the relationships that I develop with the crew and with the cast. And it really is kind of difficult to truly get to know someone when when you first met them, all you're seeing is this.
Yeah.
So what I do is the only time they're allowed to take their masks off is at lunch. So I'll go over to the lunch area just so I go, oh, that's what your face looks like. Oh, there's your face. Hey, I can see your face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but we're slowly getting to know each other, but it is different. You don't realize how much this part of the face is connected to getting to know someone.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Let's go back and talk about this role some more. What made this the right role for you?
So this was a job where it was a cool role, but it wasn't so. And I knew it was going to shoot out of town, but it wasn't so big of a role that I'd have to be at work all the time, and I wouldn't be able to get home, be with my kids.
I just don't understand why an innocent man would continue to lie about killing Emily.
No, that's why we're here, isn't it? Since Jerry is MIA.
That drone footage has her 2 miles away the night of. Not a lot Jerry could tell us anyway, other than why she was making sketchy payments to an art gallery through a bar.
If we can't follow Jerry, then we follow the money.
Yeah.
So that's really kind of how I make decisions these days. Is seriously, I mean, like, am I working with good people that I like, and that are kind people that are there just to no egos and just there just to do the work and have fun, and also how much time can I spend with my family?
Yeah. What types of characters do you find that you connect to best?
I don't know about characters. I've been lucky to be able to have long runs with completely different types of characters.
Absolutely.
Like, playing Jason on the game was so much fun. So much fun just to be that jerk, just to kind of say those things that everybody wants to say, but he's the kind of guy that says them.
Yeah.
But it's also fun just to play the, straight shooter kind of hero kind of guy.
One thing that I've really enjoyed is scrolling through your social media. You really seem to understand the importance of the platform that you have and the things that are important for you to talk about. Was there any trepidation to get you there? Because, we live in a world, quite frankly, where some people like their athletes to do athletic things and their actors to act. But what was that journey like for you?
It's funny that you say that, because I think I'm horrible. I don't enjoy social media. I have to remind myself to do it. You know what I mean? Usually, like, if I have a gig going, it's easy because I'm like, hey, watch the show. But as far as the other stuff, as far as the sort of social stuff, there are times where things just hit you and you see it and you're like, man, that's not right. That's not right. I wish I could say something. And so if I'm in a position where I can get it out to however many people I can get it out to, then I'll take that opportunity,
Yeah, I was gonna say the last time we all marathoned the game, you guys came back.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just saying.
There's
Okay.
there's talk. There's talk. I mean,
Okay.
I'm obviously locked into Walker, but
Yeah.
any capacity that I can, get back in there and play Jason Pitts, I'll definitely try my best to do it.
What would Jason Pitts be doing right now?
Maybe he might be a grandpa at this point. A very young, handsome grandfather. I don't know. Dude, have you ever done the master cleanse?
For like 2 seconds, and I was like, I can't.
You learned some things about yourself, Kelley.
You learned so many things about yourself. I was like, Beyonce did it. Can I do it? And the answer was no. And I said,
Yeah.
It turns out there are lots of things Beyonce can do that I can't do. And I just need to accept that and be okay with it, and be okay with it.
Yeah, she's a different thing. She's a different thing. No, I did 7 days, man. Because I was just feeling kind of sluggish and feeling kind of cloudy.
Yeah.
And my buddy kept telling me I should try. I'm like, man, I'm not doing all that. And I did it. Let me tell you something.
Worked wonders. Okay.
Kind of did. Yeah, kind of did. And then now it's kind of resets your whole system to where now I find myself just eating way cleaner.
Look, one of the big things that came out in this last 12 months was like the appreciation of actors of a certain age, and the men folk got so much love, and it was everyone in their 40s and 50s, and I love seeing the love. I don't want to say zaddy, but that was the thing that became a thing that also helped us get through the pandemic.
Well, you know what? I just did the cleanse. I dropped some. You can see it in the neck and in the cheeks.
One more Jason Pitts question, because this is something that I think I always wondered, and I think we wonder that being part of the ESPN family. Was there any athlete in particular that you were channeling when you built him, and who might that person have been?
When I first was kind of like, working the character in my head and working things out, I kind of used Charles Barkley as sort of a home base, even though I know there's, you wouldn't see it by looking at it. But in the beginning, it was sort of like a combination of Charles Barkley or his attitude, and then my Uncle Brett, who you guys don't know, but he's just hilarious, really dry wit, and he can kind of get a little, sort of, it goes on these rants and sort of ornery about the simple things in life. So those were kind of my two things: Charles Barkley and my Uncle Chuckster and my Uncle Brett.
Okay.
And then it morphs, and then you throw in your own stuff, and then it morphs from there, and then becomes its own thing.
Yeah. No, definitely it was a great contribution when it happened, and again during this crazy pandemic. Coby, what's next for you? One thing that I noticed about your career is that I know you produced at least one project that you also acted in. Is that something that you're looking to do a little bit more of? And if so, why is that?
Yeah, definitely. I think that's kind of the path that I'm on. I've had this project that I've been developing with Bruce Campbell and Anthony Ruivivar that's been for years now, but I keep getting gigs that run. I've been talking about before the game, so this is like after third watch. Anthony and I had this thing. It's like this takes place in the 70s, and there's music, and I've been writing songs as this character, and it's a comedy. But then then I got the game, and then it was okay after the game. Okay, we're gonna get going. And then it was Burn Notice. Up. Okay, now after that. And then it was The Gifted, and then now, now it's, which I can't complain about at all. Lucky to have jobs that actually pay me. But this other thing, I think one day it will happen. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I heard you say music. Is that something you've been itching to do? Because I know that you are a musician. I don't know if many people are also aware of that, but is that something that you're looking to explore a little bit more too?
First of all, am I looking at you? Because do I look like I'm
You
looking at you? Because I'm looking at this little corner of the screen.
You do.
Okay. So I mean, I don't. So yeah, so music. I wouldn't say that I qualify as a musician, as like a proper musician. There was a time in my life where it was always acting and music. And then when the acting sort of became the career, the music became a hobby. So a lot of those skills haven't really been, a lot of those muscles haven't been, kept strong. But I'm, I continue, writing songs and like jamming with my friends. And like I said, for this project, because me and my kids are always coming up with silly little tunes and stuff. And then one of them will kind of just float into my head, and I'll lay it down on GarageBand, and hopefully one day the world will get to hear them and laugh a little bit.
That is definitely something that we all need right now is more
Yeah.
laughter. Coby Bell, thank you so much for doing this today. This was really
Thank
fun.
you.